here at the OG Tab Podcast.
Now, the co-owner of the scandal-ridden Turkey Leg Hut is looking like the bad guy.
At least that's what a judge decided when ordering Lynn Price and the Turkey Leg Hut to pay $900,000 in damages. This comes at the end of a lawsuit filed more than a year ago by his former business partner, Steve Rogers. Rogers claimed that the restaurant's other co-owners defaulted on an agreement that involved paying him $1.5 million worth of shares. They only paid $600,000 of that before the payment stopped. Now that judge is ordering that Rogers be paid the $900,000 worth in damages.
Hello world, welcome to the OG Tab Podcast. This is your host, Tyrone Dawson. And today we're going to discuss restaurants. Two restaurants that are located in the area of Houston, Texas. One is called Trill Burgers, and the second one is called Turkey Leg Hut. It's pronounced one of those. But we're first going to talk about Turkey Leg Hut. You can find their Instagram under the same name as their location and their brand. And that's Turkey Leg Hut. Once we get finished with this episode, please look at the Instagram to get a little bit more knowledge on what's going on. So, a $5 million, the latest chapter in the ongoing legal financial situation. They had filed for Chapter 11. B, a $900,000 reward was rewarded to the former business owner, Stephen Rogers. Stephen Rogers also owned a bar called 5015. And he sued Holmes and Price in February of 2023 for $1.5 million. And that was the value of his shares. But he only received $600,000. They are located in Houston, Texas. They are a very popular restaurant. Now there are slips and slides. There are money issues. Sued by the previous owner and also filed for a divorce settlement. Somewhere in the bankruptcy lists what happens of the Turkey Leg Hut. Nakia Holmes has filed for a divorce from her husband, Lynn Price. Nakia Holmes fired her husband, Lynn Price. She built the restaurant on her back, but the husband wanted to call all the shots. The wife got tired of all of the situations where she did all the legwork and the husband was just calling all the shots. So he was fired back in February. And then he returned 2 weeks later thinking he can run things. The wife was not having it. She told him to get out of her business. So what did he do? He leaves, come back the next day, thinking he's still the manager. So the wife has went down to the court building and filed for divorce. But while filing for divorce, they were having issues. They owed $5 million in debt. It was said that they owed $2 million in back taxes. They owed the previous owner $600,000. And he also sued them for his share that's part of the company for $1.2 million. So do you think it's right that the husband was able to walk away or she filed for divorce, but the husband still has to pay those legal fees because at that time he was still married and running that company? So guys, what do you think about this situation? Do you think that the husband and wife should get back together to figure out their finances? Because right now they are in Chapter 11 for bankruptcy. But that does not mean that all your debt washes away. It just restructures your financial situations So the husband and the wife need to find something, a resolution of how to pay these debts off, because you just can't walk away from the table thinking everything is all good. But guys, what do you guys think when it comes to going in business with your husband and your wife, and then when things do not go as planned, you want to file for divorce? Should you stick it in with your wife? Should you stick it in with your husband? Get those debts taken care of and then file for divorce. But a lot of times, a lot of people crack under pressure. When that pressure hit, they want to run. So if you guys want to look into this story, it's called Turkey Leg Hut. Look them up on Instagram, or you could just Google their situation. But that's just a lesson to be learned. If you go in business with a person that's not as ambitious as you are, these are the things that can happen. Trill Burgers.
And there is a beef over the popular Smash Burgers concept. Trill Burgers, of course, run by Houston legendary rapper Bun B. He is suing his former business partners, accusing them of mismanaging the business's money.
Yeah, so they've turned around and they filed a countersuit against Trill Burger, saying that they were cut out of the company and that was their idea. Our Micah Hatfield joining us now live from the restaurant to make sense of all of these claims that are going on, Micah.
There's a lot of back and forth accusations here. The issue between the two parties happened long before Trill Burger opened here on Shepherd in Richmond, back when it was actually just a pop-up.
People are standing in line for hours to get a chance to eat the Trill Burger. That was Patsy and Benson's doing.
Depending on who you ask, they may or may not agree with that statement. Siblings Patsy and Benson Vivarez owned Sticky's Chicken, a now shuttered restaurant in Sawyer Yards that Trill Burger operated through when it was a pop-up. The Vivarez were partners with rapper Bun B and two others, and the siblings' attorney claims they're the ones who came up with the burger recipe that has people lining up down the sidewalk.
What you had was Andy Nguyen, who was a restaurateur from Southern California, had a smash burger concept, right? And he assembled this team of people to open one in Houston. This was not the brainchild of the Vivarezes.
The Vivarez are no longer part of Trill Burgers as of the summer of 2022. The business's attorney says Bun B and the other partners decided to part ways after Patsy Vivarez sent a text saying she took $45,000 to put towards her other restaurant, Sticky's. The lawsuit also claims that the Vivarez won't hand over control of the website domain trillburgers.com.
But you can't allow partners to misappropriate funds. And although we know about $45,000, we don't know about the total amount.
The Vivarez are countersuing, saying their restaurant Sticky's propped up Trill Burger to be what it is today, but they were cut out.
If you think of a Nike swoosh, we were just like right at the bottom of the swoosh, and then it went up exponentially. So, they're living this life that Patsy and Benson should totally have gotten to live.
You can also find Trill Burger on Instagram at the same logo as their brand is, and that's Trill Burger. Trill Burger is located in Houston, Texas, the home of the mouth-watering smash burgers. The menu that has 44 farmed Texas beef patties, caramelized onions, and a signature Trill sauce. Guys, do you know that spot is blowing up? That spot right now is all over the place in Houston, Texas. They open up slowly but surely. But they also have a situation going on with them. The lawsuit filed by Trill Burger LLC in August of last year alleged former manager Benson and Paskey funneled $45,000 collected at a 2022 Trill Burger pop-up shop at the Houston, Texas rodeo through their short-lasting restaurant, Sticky Chicken. So let's get into what's going on. So UGK legend Bun B has filed a lawsuit against two former business partners, claiming that they stole tens of thousands of dollars from the Trill Burgers company. The hitmaker and his current partner sued the other partners for $250,000. For their last part, the former co-owner and siblings of Pastries and Ben's argued that they were involved in the restaurant's conceptions and they not have been contacted by Bun B, comes up with the idea for the fast food restaurant. Additionally, they claim they created the recipe for Trill Burgers as a co-owner of Trill Burgers, and that has since been from them. So what's going on, people? They are saying that Bun B and his investors has taken over their idea and left them hanging. Bun B was the face of Trill Burgers. The guys who are suing Bun B and his investors, they were the creator. They had a restaurant with the whole plan already mapped out, went into partnership with Bun B and his investors. Once things took off, they stopped answering the phone. This is what the lawsuit is about. So what happened? Trill Burgers, a Houston pop-up restaurant, was found in July 2021 by Bun B, also Benson Vowles, Pastry, Nick, at the time, were also operating a company called Sticky Chickens. Their wildly successful food truck enterprise. They claim it was the idea for the recipe that should have later been recognized as the original Trill Burger specialty. The partnership did not last a year before the family left after being accused by the other partners of using money to pay off Sticky Chickens. So guys, they came in as a group. One already had a company named Sticky Chicken. As Trill Burgers took off, they were taking money from Trill's Burgers to pay the debt back to Sticky Fingers. They were later accused of stealing $45,000 from the pop-up venue at the Houston Rodeo, and where they sent separation agreements in January of 2023 by Bun B and the remainder co-owners. Starting with the siblings, neither returned the money nor signature to the agreement. They also wanted to access documents to review how the siblings split the funds over the time. According to KPRC, they received text messages from the brother's family stating that she used $45,000 of the proceeds earned at the event to help her family business. So there you go. Her family business was Sticky Chicken. So she took $45,000 to help that business, I'm assuming, stay afloat. I used the $45,000 of the rodeo money to pay for Stickies. These bills were passing and we were threatened to be shut down. That's what the text read. So Bun B took that as you're stealing from the company, and he decided to part ways with them. The decision was justified, claiming that the money they put to use was to reimburse costs that helped the business. In January 2024, the family made a counterclaim against Bun B, was attempting to steal the corporation as a whole and their recipe. Let it be known, Trill Burger was not Bun B's idea, nor was it the result of his sweat equities and tears. Pastry and BJ are the true heroes. One of the family's lawyer, Walter Beard, said, a hearing to decide whether the family lawsuit will proceed has been scheduled for April after the judge rejected the family's attempt to approve restrictions on Trill Burger commercial operation. So the family who owns Sticky Chicken, once they stole the $45,000, they still countersued Bun B and wanted more of the equity in or control of the Trill Burgers. But a judge rejected that from the family. So now they are taking this case to trial. So is it when you become a successful corporation or you build something from the ground and now someone's trying to take it from you? So what do? You allow her to take the $45,000 and just walk, or do you allow her to take the $45,000 and become partners within you and the investors? I don't know what to do in this situation because they all was a group. One created the idea, so was that $45,000 her idea and her walking papers, or do she deserve more because they say Trill Burgers is spreading all through Houston, Texas, everywhere. And they see that's about to be $1 billion, $100 million company. So do you think the $45 was worth her walking away? Because she took that money and tried to keep her other business afloat. But guys, this is a lesson to learn. If you don't know about business, make sure you have your paperwork right. Because soon as something take off and you have 1 inch of paperwork wrong, you know what's going to happen? They're going to come and sue you. They're going to come try to get your money. So make sure you have that paperwork right when you go into business. Once again, here at the OG Time Podcast, we talk about real life situations. We talk about reinserting you back into the hip hop industry. And also, we may talk about your story here on the OG Time Podcast. Until next time, we will be back with some more bombshells here at the OG Time Podcast. So stick around and we will be back. Peace.